All right. So next, I'm going to show to you how we can construct or how we can find an inverse of a function. Regardless what function is that later on, we should be able to find the inverse if that function is invertible function. We will start with the one-to-one function, and then later on we will see how we can do it if it is not one-to-one function. The concept all will be the same. For now, remember that we always make a use x and then pair with y. This is very common. X pair with y, or m pairs with n, or p pair with r or q, something like that. So x here is the independent variable. Y, the y here is the dependent variable we call. Dependent variable meaning it depends on the x value. And I'm not sure whether you familiar with this, but normally if we didn't put y in here, we will put as fx. So the fx, it's just similar with y. So instead of put y, sometimes we put fx. So what I'm trying to say, this form in here, or the structures in here, instead of xy, we also can put as x, fx, like this. So x here mapped to fx using f function. So the fx itself is the value of y, like that. Okay? Why I'm saying this? Because this is the very first step for us to do to find the inverse. So for examples, let's see, we tried the earlier one. We have fx, x plus 5, and then after that we have fx 2x plus 3. Let's see. Yes. And then for fx x plus 5, we get the inverse gx, which is x minus 5. And for this one, fx 2x plus 3, we get the inverse gx, which is x minus 3 divided by 2. And here, please bear in your mind that using f here, using g here, or f here and then g to indicate the inverse function is not mandatory. I mean, you can use px, qx, mx, lx, whatever. This is, I use f and g is just for easy to refer later on. So it's not mandatory that it must be f or g, something like that. So we will do the first one. Sorry, yeah. Here, how we are going to find the inverse. We need to write down as this one first. Fx equal to y. So this is the very first sorry, yeah. This is the very first thing that we need to write down. And then our fx here is the functions equal to x plus 5, as it is in the examples or in the question. So this will be equal to y. So what we need to do is we have to move all the x variable here, move all the x variable there to the other side over here. So if I said all the x variable on the left side all must be moved to the right side. So in this case we have what? 5 Why? The x will be moved. The x is positive, now move become negative. Sorry. Not that all the x variable. All without x variable. Sorry, yeah. So all without x variable must be moved to the right side. So in this case, x will be stay, and then y in here. So the one without x will be moved to the right side, which is 5. And 5 is positive. Move to the right side, become negative. So now, over here, we only left with x, nothing else. For this one, it's done already. What we need to do, we just now give a name for this function. Because it's only left with x, give a name. We can make use g. So gx. And all the y variable over here on the right side, we must change into x. So in this case, we have y here, so change into x, become x minus 5. That's all. Same, right? Okay? Okay? We will try another examples so that you can see the process step by step.